All right, we're here for another edition of The Climb. It's the seventh one, and we're going to be talking about exercise and mental health. And I have the newest addition to the Team GARBO board. I think it's been a year now, but we are so happy to have Mackenzie Moore, Mack. Let's give him a round of applause. Yes. And
AJ.
um, we are so happy because Mac comes from a different high school than most of the crew, and a different flavor, but has been known through a couple different people of our board, and wanted to introduce Mac, but Mac and I have very big similar stories when it comes to dealing with depression and leaning really into exercise being a part of our therapeutic process. And wanted to introduce Mac. And Mac, if you want to take it away and introduce yourself to the faithful here.
Everyone here watching The Climb, thank you for tuning in. Happy and honored to be on here with AJ. Been good friends with each other for a while now, and I know we've benefited a lot from talking to each other and just our passion for mental health and, normalizing the stigma around it and making people feel comfortable being themselves because, there's only one you on this planet, and that's freaking awesome. And, we should all embrace it.
Yeah, well said. And if anyone is not friends with Mac, follow him on Instagram. He does a lot of inspirational, motivational Wednesdays, and is really a positive, uplifting guy to be around. Been through his own, troubling times, but he has a great story where he's coming and thriving in life right now. And it's definitely been infectious to be around, especially around our board. So we thank you for that, Mac.
Hey, thank you, AJ. Appreciate that,
Yeah.
man.
And a lot of people can't see it right now, but if Mac had his shirt off, he's pretty ripped. So that's why we're going to talk about exercise with Mr. Former wrestler and could be beach model, I guess.
Hey, stop, dude. You're flattering me, But as well as anybody, I got these terrible shoulders, I torn labrums in each side, so I had to make it a point to, exercise and keep these things in place.
There you go. So Mac, why don't you kind of tell me a little bit, I've heard it before, but tell me again, your story around mental health and sorry for that.
All
Beeps.
good, man. Okay.
So I know when we spoke when you were going through some things that you really leaned heavily into, this exercise routine and how that made you feel, and specifically around what you were dealing with. I'm sure people could certainly relate.
Yeah. For me, I've always been a little bit of a fitness enthusiast. My dad kind of instilled that in me at a young age. But when I started going through my mental health struggles, physical fitness and exercising was something I knew I could always rely on. And whether it was for, you know, a couple hours or however long it may have been, I felt great afterwards. I felt so good. I might not have wanted to start it, but I didn't regret doing it afterwards. And I mean, there's a countless times where, I was down, didn't feel like doing anything, that inner voice in your head telling you just like relax, all the negative things that you don't want to hear, shouldn't hear. Um, Exercising got me out of those dark times,
Sure.
and I'm just a huge advocate for people to get more into exercise because it's something we can all do. We all have time for it in our busy schedules. I know we think we don't, but
Mhm.
we all can make time. A half hour really is all you need. And even a previous episode, Christian, I mean, he was pretty spot on. I mean, even if it's a couple minutes, whatever it is, 10 minutes, like just
Yeah.
be active. Like, hey, you're going to feel better afterwards. It's just biologically in us to feel better after we exercise.
Yeah, and this isn't. I think it's hard because exercise can be daunting for some people, but this isn't just a random insight that we're sharing that works for us. There is a connection in between health and mental health. There's studies been done in Harvard and an article that I'll post this week, but just a tidbit, little note from the producers I'll read for everyone.
We love that. We love that.
So, study from Harvard School of Public Health found that running 15 minutes a day or walking for an hour reduces the risk of major depression by 26%.
26.
26%. And not only does it help with depression, helps with anxiety, stress, ADHD, PTSD. It is ridiculous how much there's a connection in between the benefits of exercise and mental health. Um, and maybe you could speak to this, how you can like get yourself out of a rut, because I'll say it's the sand trap of maybe you're feeling depressed and you don't want to get exercise. And I've been there when I've gone through my major depression with my ups and downs of bipolar disorder, and I know it's super hard to get out of the door and into the gym. Um, but I would love to hear about if you were ever in that time period of feeling down in the dumps and found it really hard to get that exercise and that uplift you needed.
Oh yeah. I mean, first off, I mean, I'm super grateful to have the people I have in my life that help me through those dark times and help
Mhm.
motivate me, help hold me accountable every day. I mean, me and my two brothers, Connor and Quinn, and we have a couple other guys who are starting to join in. We have a weekly Wednesday weigh-in, we call it. We're all around the same size. We're all trying to motivate each other to be our best physical fitness and just stay healthy and mentally and physically. And so we can take a screenshot, see what we're weighing, see what a healthy weight is, and then we take a selfie and just see how we're looking that week. And, it sounds funny, but I mean, we've been doing it for almost a year now, and I mean, the results speak for themselves. But there's been like I said, countless times where I just, especially like I like to work out in the morning. I
Mhm.
mean, it's dark outside. I mean, it could be pouring, it could be snowing, the weather, inclement weather. Something that happened to you the day before, maybe a couple days prior, or it's still weighing on your mind. And you just want to sleep. You just want to, you just want to relax. You want to do whatever else. It's not going to take any toll on you. Um, just to get through it. But I learned through experience. I mean, it took me a long time. That's when you got to get up. That's when you got to go do something. That's when whatever's telling you in your head, don't do it. Okay, get
Yep.
up, get out of bed, whatever it is. I like to take a few minutes to meditate, kind of just deep breaths, appreciate, just think what I'm grateful for. I'll stretch a little bit, and then I just get going. I have a handful of workouts that I do that I kind of cycle through, and yeah, I mean it's like it's foolproof. You will it's your mental health, physical health, like working out is a universal. It's medicine. And
Sure.
it's some of the greatest medicine you can take, and it's free. It's for everybody, and I think everyone should at least do, like you said, whether it's 15-minute run, you walk for a half hour every day. You start building those habits. Like I know you mentioned the book Atomic Habits. I highly recommend reading that to anybody who hasn't, by James Clear. Um, it's crazy what that stuff will do for you, mentally and physically.
And you said it's medicine, and it's actually it's not even an exaggeration. There are articles out there to say that exercise sometimes works better than certain medicines for certain people. So not an exaggeration at any means. Just because Mac is physically fit and it works for him, it's proven.
Yeah,
And I wanted to touch based on a couple things you said, because there's common themes, right? I mean, the reason why this is like called the climb, right, is we all have this own mountain that we have to face in life. Don't have to go through it on our own, and you hear common themes throughout each video and each person that comes on. And there was something that I grabbed onto right there, Mac. A lot of it was routine, doing it in the morning. That's a lot what Christian had to say too. Um, you know, the Christian first started our call 4 weeks ago off, or 3 weeks, whatever it is, um, with our call that we do every morning that I had with him this morning.
yep,
And that was an accountability call. Well, what are you doing with your friends and family? You're doing an accountability text.
yep,
So there's this routine. There's this this camaraderie. This, hey, it takes a village. We can do this all together. Um, So, as daunting as exercising might be to some people, it has its unbelievable payoffs, and it's not too hard just to be like, "Hey, let's do something together. Hey, let's keep each other accountable. Hey, let's let's do chair yoga." I know some board members of Team Garbo that are trying chair yoga out, and I
Uh,
can't wait to hear about it. So,
I'm excited too. Next meeting it's coming up. I can't wait.
yeah, next meeting we'll have to get briefed by those members. So I think another thing that I wanted to mention too is I can hear you talk about mindfulness and finding peace within the exercise or even before clearing your mind and doing that. And
Yeah.
I can totally vouch for that. That I think that running for me is like my second therapist.
I,
It's
I used to hate it actually. Not gonna lie to you, dude.
yeah.
Back when wrestling, cutting weight, I was run a couple times every day. And then it wasn't until a handful of years ago I got into it, and I mean, honestly, man, it might have been you who kind of inspired me to get back into running because I know how much you were into running.
When I was running at like 6 a.m. at a shore house like a
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah, no, I'm sure I had a great
dedication.
influence.
You gotta get
Yeah,
those calories off, man. That's all. That's it.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
that's discipline, man. That's discipline. That's
it is.
like we were talking about habits. I actually just saw something. Anyone here watching that would love it. Um, discipline will help build habits, and then habits help develop consistency. And when you have consistency, then you're going to start seeing growth. You know, so I mean, it all starts from there. And I mean, like you were saying before, like you're the one who has to walk through that door.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's awesome to have accountability buddies and just people in your life who care about you, want to see the best for you. Um, but the very end, like it's you who's got to walk through that door. So,
Yeah,
um,
I mean, life's too hard as it is to go on by yourself,
yeah,
and it's been a challenge I've thrown out there to so many people for since 2018 when we started Team Garbo was, hey, listen, I mean, I'm fortunate to have such a great support system, but I know others don't.
yeah,
So if you don't have those friends, family, loved ones, close ones, acquaintances, well, then reach out to us, be a part of our roots because, the deeper those roots are, there's less fear of the wind that's coming. And, we truly do believe that. I believe that. And I think, when you're on this climb that we call life, you can do it by yourself. I'm sure you can, but it doesn't have to be that hard.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be that difficult. And, um, a little bit of a burn in the gym or on the treadmill or finding a mindful walk, that will certainly help you go a long way. And I think we could both encourage that.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I mean, I work out at home, but like I said, I have my brothers and other friends I keep on a tab with, Snapchat, whatnot. But if you're at the gym, like great way to meet people. I love seeing those, social media posts of just people helping out people at the gym. Just spotting them, whether they're taking a selfie or whatever it is. Like I love seeing that good come from physical fitness and just the camaraderie that can come with it. Just all the benefits that
Yeah,
uh, physical fitness and just exercising can provide. So,
totally.
yeah, I mean, I mean, I think we both benefit from exercising and continuing to exercise.
Absolutely. So in 60 seconds or less, someone comes to Mac and they ask, "Hey Mac, I'm I'm not feeling great with my mental health and I heard something about exercise. What should I do?" What do you tell them? Tell me in 60 seconds or less. What would you say?
Dude, pretty easy. And what I don't lift a lot of weights. I do push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, air squats, calf raises. I run. I stretch, and like I said, I eat well. Nutrition's huge, but I would go for a run a mile or two, come back, do 100 push-ups, do as 5 sets of pull-ups, however many you can do, and then match the push-ups and sit-ups. There you go. You got
Well,
an extra work out 20, 30 minutes.
Mac, we're not trying to train for the triathlon. Maybe let's just start with the get moving. But that
Oh,
sounds
hey,
great.
divide all that by four, and you got an easy workout there. And but
All right, from Mac Moore himself, everyone get moving.
yeah,
Um,
that's it, man. That's bottom
yeah.
line.
I think that's gonna take us for the time here, but Mac has a lot more to offer. We'll have him on more. He'll be still an integral part of Team Garbo going forward. So thank you, Mac, for everything that you've been doing for us and spreading the good word to more people.
Hey, AJ, thank you for having me on, man. Thank you for everyone watching. Love you all. I want to see the best for everybody. And AJ, you helped me do that, and I'm very grateful for you.
All right, love you, brother. Thanks for coming on. See
Love
you
you,
soon,
man.
everyone.